Hi everyone! So I'm back today and I actually wanted to do a video on how I set up my bullet journal. I personally very much enjoy using a journal to keep track of everything that needs to be done, simply because I believe that it helps to essentially build mindfulness and awareness on how you're actually spending your time. And I know for me, when I try to hold everything in my head, it works out to where I end up just being ridiculously anxious the entire time and just feel like I'm forgetting things. And so by putting something down on paper, it's easy to clear the mind and then from there be able to focus on the task at hand and be able to get through that and then be able to move on to the next step. So anyways, I actually picked up a new bullet journal. This is actually the, what kind is it? It is the, oh, let's see. The Lectern 1917, so it's an actual legit bullet journal notebook, and this is actually my first month using it. So currently working to see how it works. I very much like the dotted lines. I don't know if it will adjust. The dotted lines makes it a lot easier, most definitely, like a lot of other people say. So I'm giving it a go, and I'm actually planning on prepping next year's like future logs and everything else in the next couple weeks, and I'm planning on filming that, so let me know in the comments below if you're interested in seeing that. But getting into it, for December I went ahead and I already filled everything out, just because I found doing it on video kind of like freaked me out. So I figure with time I'll get better at being able to do it, and in the meantime I'll just kind of show what I've done and then do a recap at the end of how it works out. So for December I did a basic wreath. I did not sketch anything beforehand. I just kind of went with it with pens to see what would happen, and I'm actually rather happy with it. It did not work out quite as well as I thought it would, but you know, it's not about perfection. It's just about creativity, expressing yourself, and essentially going with it. So anyways, what I'm using my bullet journal for is not just my personal life and like tasks and everything else, but also working on building my business and my blog. And so I'm actually using this for like a two-part thing. One for tracking personal tasks that need to happen, as well as tracking the work that needs to be completed for my blog writing and for the different YouTube videos that I'm working on. So getting into it, my first page, I have an editorial calendar, just so I can visualize when I'm posting things, and that way it's more of kind of gathering information and research on what I'm currently doing, because the only way to really update planning and everything else is to know where you're currently at. And so I'm working on building my foundation, so that way I can work on organizing it over the next month to 2 months as I start to have more visibility on how I'm actually spending my time. I did block out the goals that I wrote down already, just because some of it is personal information related to business goals and everything. So I do apologize about that. I do have some other post-its since I started using this already. As you can tell, this is coming out a bit late. It's because I was very sick and I actually lost my voice all through the past week and a half. So my voice is still slightly grainy, so I hope that it's okay. But yeah, so anyways, I have my editorial calendar and I'm going to be filling it in for the different posts that I do. I am planning on color coding it with the different tasks that I have, since I have some for music, for YouTube videos, and then also for blog posts and writing. And so I'm planning on building out that key. Like I said, this is my first month doing it, so I'm really excited to see how I kind of personalize this in order to better serve my purposes. So other than my editorial calendar, my next up, I actually have my personal calendar. I'm just using the basic list of all the different days, because I'm finding that in general I have maybe only like 1 or 2 tasks that I really need to do in personal life, whether that be laundry or running to the grocery store, and I'm trying to keep everything spaced out. So I figured a single list would work for that. And then on this page I actually have it as my to-do page, and so I have 2 sections. One for to do for work and business related topics, and the other for personal and things like that. And so yes, I did cover it up because I do have some personal information. I apologize about that. Starting next month, when I start fresh at the beginning of the month, I'll be able to better show the layout that I use. And so after kind of basic layout for the upcoming month and then to-do list, I actually also have a time log, and this is specifically to track, and once again, like I said, how I have this editorial calendar so I can visualize and better understand how I'm spending my time. I also have a time log for every single day, so I'm entering the date and then I'm putting down what it's for, whether it be for my blog, music, or YouTube, and then I put down the time that I took and the description. And this is going to help to see how efficient I am with my time. Am I moving around a lot? What am I currently doing? And all of the information from this is going to help me build a schedule, and that way I will be able to become more efficient and productive with everything that I'm doing in building my own business. Since I am starting from scratch, I'm doing a lot of research, but as everyone I'm sure knows, it's all about personalizing to what works best for you. And so that's where I'm just really working on gathering all the different information that I have of what I'm currently working on, how I like to do it, and then that way I can approach it in a more structured way and rebuild a schedule that works with my own personalization. So I'll keep you posted on all of that as well. Other than that, I go into week spreads. I'm skipping this current week's because I actually did not like the layout, so I went ahead and I already updated next week's layout that I'm going to be using. I chose to do this layout for a few reasons. I like having a bit smaller spaces because I only really do lists. I don't really track too much other than like basic tasks that need to get done that day. I very much like the idea of having a separate empty space to track basic tasks that I know I want to get done in the week or things I want to have in mind, but I don't know which day I want to apply it to yet. So I have this space here specifically to track my tasks that I know I want to get done, and then through the week as I kind of start to build it out, I'll be able to place things in and move them into my daily to-do. Other than that, I also very much wanted to have a space where I can kind of recap and make basic notes on the back end of how the different days happened. I did it this way because I wanted to separate out to-do lists from like basic information and background. So like I didn't want to like have my recaps on every individual day because I felt like that would be a bit too separate and it would be harder to specifically recap and look over how my week went. So that's why I have a separate space entirely in order to track that. And so anyways, this is everything that I have at the moment. I'm also tracking meals that I'm eating for health reasons. I had to take some allergy tests, and so I'm currently looking to see what I'm eating and like the food groups and everything. And so it's kind of basic, like I said, because it's the first one I'm doing. And so depending how this works, I'm probably going to update for the next week and put it over here. And anyways, when I do my next plan with me video, I will do a recap of how all of these worked and show any updates and changes that I did and what I'll probably keep or change going into next month. So anyways, this is just kind of a quick look at what I'm currently working with for the month of December. I hope all of you are doing well, and yeah, it's all about living with awareness, I think. Definitely going into this next year, I believe that I'm going to have some resolutions related to that. But anyways, I hope you all are doing well, and happy holidays. I hope you have plenty of time with family and everything coming up. But I'm going to leave it here, and I'll see you next time. Leave a comment below on any thoughts that you have of how I can better organize this, or if there's anything that I've done that you like. I would love to hear from you. And anyways, have a good day. I'll see you later. Bye.